And
it's pocket awareness. It's something. It's almost something that really can't be taught. Like you said, it's got to be some. It's just got to be something you have.
It's not teachable. So I don't want to say that you don't know that he can't learn to absorb and understand the scenario better, because I think the more you do anything, if you practice at something all the time, you're going to get better at it, or you're a moron. And he's going to practice. He's going to get better at it. And
the good news for Tampa Bay fans in that area, he's still young. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
he's
22.
Still young.
He's a baby. He's a child at 22. And
it's
by NFL ranks, you are the low man on the totem pole. You're a young kid. So he's got a lot to learn, and he's a sponge. He's been pretty good at picking up a lot of knowledge and getting better.
You have it better than the fans in Chicago that waited, said, okay, this is the year Jay Cutler is going to finally get it. He's going to get it this year. He's going to care. No, didn't happen.
Jay Cutler.
Then about 10 years into his career, you realize, okay, this is just who he is.
That's right, man. But thinking about just who they are, I want to change direction here real quick. And I said that I don't care if the show goes 6 hours. I may have lied.
Yeah, I'd hope you were.
I'll talk to myself. I'm going to do it anyway.
Well,
let's switch gears a little bit, man, off of the NFL, because if you guys are out there listening still, and tomorrow night I want you to know we'll be putting out our playoff pick'em for the wild card weekend. And if you're listening on YouTube, please make sure you click like and subscribe. I've noticed the YouTube listeners are really, really taking off, and I think that's great. I love you guys. But please click subscribe on there, too, so you get updated every time we release and publish a new episode. But to switch gears, Joe, let's talk about UFC 207. You watched it. I watched it.
I did. I heard
hard stuff and talk about Cody Garbrandt and Dominic Cruz. Let's work our way up the card.
Sure.
TJ Dillashaw looked awesome. Good fight. He was in tune. TJ Dillashaw is going to probably fight Cody Garbrandt.
Good fight. I really like it. I think it's a great fight on paper because I think their styles mesh very well because they both can bang. They're both guys with their heavy-fisted, like to sit there and fight. Yeah, I think that's very, very styles mesh very well, and it could only mean a good fight, I think.
I think so.
But I'm very, very impressed with the kid from Uricksville, just about an hour or half hour, I should say, down 77 south from us. He looked very good. We talked about this yesterday. I'd never seen Dominic Cruz get beat up like that, ever.
No, never. Dominic Cruz
he looks very
a ducker and a mover and quick and instinctive and one of the more smart fighters you'll ever see, even though he's so unorthodox. And so, he kind of looks like a chimpanzee running at you, the way he shoulders up and drops his hands. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it is a very awkward style, and I think that's why he's been so successful throughout his tenure in the MMA, because he is hard to figure out. He's awkward. He's not going to show you much. But Cody showed good boxing, good just very, very well-rounded game against him, and I really, really think he frustrated Cruz because, like we said yesterday, Cruz couldn't hit him. I think that was the more frustrating aspect of it, is Cruz just could not lay a glove on him.
Couldn't hit him. Cruz comes at you with that monkey brain style where he's hands low, shoulders low, and he's
fucking drunken master.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Drunken master. That's pretty awesome. But that's what he comes at you like. And Cody was just so fast. I don't know that translated, but the second time I went back and watched that fight, I noticed that Cody's just that fast. He's that fast. Cruz couldn't hit him, didn't hit him, and when he did, they were glancing blows. Really a nicely defensed fight from Cody. No love, Garbrandt. That was good stuff. So I look forward to seeing him fight TJ Dillashaw. I think that would be freaking great.
Like I said, I think that's stylistically makes for a really good fight.
I do too. Now, oh boy, dude, come on. The top billing on this card, it said she's back, and 48 seconds later it said, and she's gone.
And she's gone.
That was terrible.
It was almost like, you go figure, a star, a UFC quote-unquote star like Ronda Rousey really just looked like a fighter who showed up for the paycheck and nothing more.
Dude, give me a moment of silence for Ronda's career in 3, 2, 1. Oh, Ronda,
it's over.
I've heard Mike Tyson make this comment that you're in the hurt business. And that's what it is. It's in a business of either getting hurt or hurting somebody else. That's boxing. That's the fight game. That's all these things. She just absolutely got pummeled. As we go back in time a little bit here into our DeLorean, we'll check the flux capacitor, and we'll go back in time on the Line Sports Talk. And before Amanda Nunez fought Miesha Tate, we did a breakdown of that. And watching the film of Amanda Nunez going into that fight, I watched and said to you, Joe, she is going to kick Miesha Tate's ass. You watch that big right hand. Amanda Nunez delivers that fight. She'll keep things up in the air, standing. It's almost as if an offense in the NFL knows I'm dealing with probably the best run defense in all the league, but I don't want to throw the ball because their pass defense is pretty damn good too. People aren't thrilled about going to the ground with her. She's really, really talented as far and skilled as far.
Very well rounded. She's from that Brazilian background where that's basically they're taught that at 8 years old.
Yeah, that's right. That she gets the clinch in a bottle. It's 6 months. It's really clear that she is a really smooth, instinctive fighter. She defends so well against takedowns, and when she has to go to the ground, she's very good down there. I heard in the pre-fight, Daniel Cormier, who I ultimately respect as a heavyweight champion, a great fighter and a really, really smart fighter besides, made the comment. He said, I think Ronda's going to get an opportunity to hip toss her and roll that arm bar because Ronda's arm game, just to get into those I don't want to say choke outs, but submissions. Ronda's great at that. But I don't think Amanda Nunez is going down like that. I just don't think she's that slow. She doesn't assume things about her opponent. She really recognizes. Now, if you're Amanda Nunez, I would be a little bit thrown off that Ronda Rousey came out with her fist up in the air. I'd be a little shocked thinking, this chick wants to box me? Okay. Invitation.
Yeah, right. It was almost like when Kat Zingano a couple years ago ran at Ronda Rousey, just ran at her. It's like you run at a judo expert. That doesn't make any damn sense. Or and then the same theory. Ronda Rousey looked like it's almost like she wanted to prove to people that she's trained boxing. She has a better stand up game. Which no, it didn't work out that way. You gotta be true to who you are.
It almost does look like that's what they were attempting to do. Was like, but pride goeth before the fall. She was saying, I'm a proud fighter. I can stand. You don't want to stand and exchange blows with Amanda Nunez.
No, and she found that out within that first right that landed. She was done. She absolutely wanted no more. She knew she was beaten.
6 seconds into that fight, she got hit. Everything changed. The look on her face, her jaw dropped wide open. She started to panic. That is a situation when you are sucking wind and you need air and you are scared. She was scared, and the look on her face was, oh, no, here we go again. And that's a meltdown look that athletes tend to experience. I don't know if there's some scientific name for it, but if you've ever had, as a pitcher, I've had a bad outing, and a week later you go back on the mound and you get the ball and everything feels good. You bullpen session, everything feels good. You're throwing strikes. You got good command. Everything feels great. You get up, first pitch fastball, and somebody drives a double into the right center field gap, and all of a sudden you think, I can't do this anymore. I can't get anybody out. But the difference between pitching in high school and pitching in the fight game is that once you get dinged in the face, the punches are still coming. You don't have time to regroup. And Ronda could never get regrouped. She was out on her feet, but I'm a firm believer, peeps, that she was out when she stepped in the ring.
She just doesn't have it. It's like that edge. When you're a fighter and you lose your edge, it's over for you. Because like you said, this is the hurt business. When you don't have that edge as a fighter anymore, she may have trained very hard. And that's the thing. Anybody, there's a lot of people who can't fight that train and work out very hard. But at the end of the day, you're a fighter. And when you go in there and fight, if you don't have the edge, that fighter's mentality anymore, it's over. It's gone, and you need to stop it. Because what's going to happen in the hurt business, if you don't have that edge as a fighter anymore, you're going to be the one who gets hurt. And that's the bottom line. You're going to get hurt bad.
When she came out of the tunnel, it looked to me like this was some sort of false hustle. You know what I mean? That look on her face.
Yeah, the aura just did not. I even felt it when I saw her walk to the. It's not the same aura. I remember when she used to come out. It was like Mike Tyson. It was imposing. Yeah. Like she came out like.
Somebody on the other end of that exchange was in trouble when she was coming out, And this time when she came out, it was like,
I just don't feel it. The aura is gone. It is.
And that's what when you, just gone. And I mean, I'm telling you, I was watching the weigh-in the day before, and I watched when they went face to face, and Ronda's got that real steel look, and she's grinding her teeth, and she's trying to focus her eyes.
Yeah, like sitting there grinding, just clenching her fist real hard. Yeah.
You could see that Ronda was trying to focus the aggression, focus everything. She was forced focus. It was false hustle to me. It was a show. It was gamesmanship, which I understand. But when I looked at Amanda Nunez, I noticed something really, really steady about her. When I say steady, I mean confident, and it was a real confidence. It wasn't like, boy, I hope I can beat this girl. It was, I know I'm going to go in the ring and have an opportunity to whip this girl's ass. I really like Amanda Nunez as a fighter. I really, really do. I think that she is a champ, and I really like how she settled in. Just at that way.
There was a different aura about her. She just like, okay, she's putting on a show right now because I bet you when two fighters are looking into each other's eyes, they can tell right away who's beaten. Mike Tyson used to always say this. He goes, I knew who was beaten as soon as I looked him in the eye.
And I'm telling you,
it was over. I was
like, she's pummeled. She's not there. And you said it last year when we first talked about this, that she'll never be the same, and you were exactly right.
Not when you are held that high above the earth. Like people, the media is portraying you as invincible. Nobody can beat you. This. You even in your head start to believe that. And once not only a loss, but like, we talked about, like that kind of loss. It's that kind of loss. What Holly Holm did to her, that kind of loss, you will never she'll never come back from that.
Holly Holm beat her ass, and then Amanda Nunez beat her ass. So let me ask you the $64,000 question here. Why does she get a title fight as soon as she comes back?
Because of who she is.
That's it, and that's garbage. It actually did her a disservice. I know that was the contract that she worked out with Dana White and the new governing body that owns UFC, because Dana White clearly had to allow her to not talk to the media for this 6 months since the deal was inked. This is all up to them. He said it was.
Well, that was a move all for Dana White's best interest. He knew damn well. He's like, okay, well, look, this is the way I look at it. I'm going to make tons of money off this. People are going to pay for to see Ronda Rousey back in this title fight. I'm going to make a bunch of money. Probably not. She made $3 million, so she didn't walk away with nothing. But
either. But I don't know that Dana White is really willing to sacrifice the integrity of something he's really built to have some integrity as far as title fights go. You don't see chumps. They don't set up championship fighters in the UFC. They don't do it like boxing does. However, what I'm getting at is But it
was Ronda Rousey though. She built the name.
I know, but you don't deserve to go right back into a title fight, and it did her a disservice. She should have fought a couple other fighters to at least get her feet back. To step.
It wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered. She'd been done ever since. She doesn't have, like I said, the edge is gone. She doesn't. You can tell she just doesn't have the love for it anymore. It's just gone.
I understand that, but she should have fought somebody who wasn't going to make her face look like a pincushion. She should have done it. She did herself a disservice. She should have fought somebody else, and she should have come.
I don't know if I agree with that, because it's like, why are you prolonging the inevitable? Obviously, by going in there fight. No, but I mean, it really doesn't make it.
And she got her ass beat. Now she's done. I know you're prolonging the inevitable. You're right, but at least she could build some freaking momentum and make the fight interesting. She walked in there. You want to talk about ring rust? She looked like she hadn't been hit in a year. And I'm telling you, all those nightmares of Holly Holm beating the piss out of her came back as soon as she got hit with those first couple shots. It was ding, ding, and all of a sudden you saw her knees get wobbly. You saw her feet start to feel for the ground. She was looking for a place to put her feet. She was thinking about her body position. She was not focused on the fight. She was done. She was hit and hoping it was over. I really believe she couldn't wait for that to be over.
Yeah, well.
Just personal.
She made she made enough. Here's the thing about it. She made a lot of money. It's over for her now. She's got to go find something else.
She'll have no problem finding work. She'll make her way into Hollywood. She'll do like Fast and Furious 17.
Yeah, but is that same aura? Is like someone going to watch her on the movie? I mean, she is very, very, very attractive. Don't get me wrong, but that same aura about her as a badass, though, is that still around? Like, to get these kind of movies?
It would have been if she'd have beat two chumps before she had this fight.
Maybe, but eventually she was going to get that opportunity, and she was going to get her ass whooped.
Yeah, she was. Let me ask you this too. One last thing about this topic. if you're her trainer,